He explains that the ways of God cannot be doubted. If you use a different conjunction, it may change the meaning of the sentence. When the words sound similar but have different spelling and different meaning, if we change those words according to our understanding, how does it going to affect the sentence, and how do we sometimes fail to express our thoughts? Hello students, I am Anil, Assistant Professor of English, Vidhyaashram, First Grade College, the Temple of Excellence, MYSURU. Today we are going to see the syllabus for second semester B.Ca. I welcome you all to this semester, and we shall know what is there in the syllabus and how it is going to affect you and your learning. In this module, we are going to see your syllabus, the pattern of evaluation, and pattern of question paper. So this will help you to score more in the examination, and also the syllabus will help you to expand your knowledge base, create your character, and it helps your knowledge development. In the syllabus part, you have poetry. I hope you remember that you had learnt 8 poems in the previous semester as well. In this semester also you have 8 poems. So these poems will sensitize you. It will make you understand what is the importance of understanding a poetry, what is the importance of the concepts behind these poetries. You have How Do I Love Thee by Elizabeth Barrett Browning. She is the wife of Robert Browning. In this sonnet form, she is trying to explain the number of ways she could explain her love to her beloved. So this deals with explaining how she loves her beloved, and we will see what are the ways when she explains it when we study it in the next session. Second one is Thou Art Indeed Just Lord by Gerard Manley Hopkins. So this poem deals with the poet's failure to understand the plans of God. And finally, he understands that God helps those people who wait and those who have patience. So he explains that the ways of God cannot be doubted. God has plans for everything, and he finally agrees with God. And we will see how he explains, how he talks about that, and how he is trying to listen to the God's voice. Next one is The Laboratory by Robert Browning. Robert Browning is good with dramatic monologue technique in his poems. This laboratory deals with a woman, and she is trying to prepare poison. Why is she preparing poison, and how is the story braided here? We will see when we study The Laboratory. Then fourth is No Men Are Foreign by James Kirkup. Here this poet is trying to explain universal brotherhood. No people are foreign here. Everybody lives on earth. All people belong to one community, that is human beings. So he is trying to explain that concept in this poem. Next one is The Caged Bird by Maya Angelou. So this is a serious poetry where something serious happens in the life of a woman, and she is trying to explain that, and she tells about the freedom for that lady. Therefore, we will see what is inside this poem, how deep it is, and how she has put those feelings into words as poem. Next one is The Bread of the People, Bertolt Brecht. Here, Bertolt Brecht has tried to explain two different things. He is comparing two different things. One is bread and the other thing is justice. And what is the similarity? What is the dissimilarity? We will see when we study the poem. It's very interesting. The concept is very interesting. Next one is Bankers Are Like Anybody Else, Odin Nash. This poem talks about the people who work with bank. People consider that they have a lot of cash to enjoy. They are working in a bank. They are like anybody else. So he is trying to explain that profession of bankers. Last one is The Stammer, and we have seen these two. Okay. Stammer is by Sachidananda, a wonderful poet. Here, this is written in one of the native languages of India. Then it is translated to English. So here he is trying to explain that stammering is also a kind of language where people make fun of those people who stammer. And we will see what is inside this poem. And I hope you will enjoy this poem in the next video. After studying those 8 poetry, you have prose parts. In this prose part, you have stories. Devoted Son is a story. The story of an hour is a story. This is an essay. And it is an interview or an interaction with Pandit Jasraj. So, A Devoted Son by Anita Desai is the story of a man who is a very good son and he takes care of his parents. But while doing it, something happens. That is the gist of the story. Here, Anita Desai has tried to show you what goes wrong when you can't think out of the box. Using a very good example, a devoted son, she has tried to explain the basic common sense that one should have. Then comes social responsibilities of a scientist, Burden Russell. So he has explained what are the duties of scientists, what do they do, and how should they look out to the society, and what are their responsibility as scientists and part of society. He has tried to give rules and regulations for them. We will see what is inside this in the next session. Then, the story of an hour, Kate Chaffin. In this, we see a woman's inability to cope with the shocks, sudden shocks, when the changes are done immediately. One has to cope with it. But what happens to that woman is an interesting story. That is the story of an hour. Then Pandit Jasraj, Captain Gopinath is a wonderful writer, a military personnel. Now he is running his own airline. He has written about Pandit Jasraj, a singer, a classical singer. And he explains this personality, how this person was, and how it inspired him to be a good human being. We will see it in the class. Coming to the language component part, you have 4 things to learn in this semester. In the previous semester also, you had the same pattern of syllabus. So this semester you have adjectives. Simply understanding, you know what adjectives are. In this semester, we will know types of adjectives, their usage, and how to use them properly in a sentence. Then adverbs. This is also like the adjectives. You know something about adverbs, but in this semester we will go in detail. Adverbs, where to place them, how do they change the meaning of the sentence when placed in the wrong place. Then comes linkers. Linkers, you know it. In this semester, we will understand the types, their usage, and how to use them. If you use a different conjunction, it may change the meaning of the sentence. So we will see it. Then words often confused. This deals with homophones and homonyms. So what are homophones and what are homonyms? How often do we get confused with the words? When the words sound similar but have different spelling and different meaning, if we change those words according to our understanding, how does it going to affect the sentence, and how do we sometimes fail to express our thoughts? So it is based on the textbook. It is text-based. You will study these 4 things in this semester. So after learning these things, poems, prose, language components, then comes evaluation, right? We have to evaluate you. We will see the evaluation pattern. So your evaluation pattern, you have internals and a final exam. You have the first internal test, which is conducted for different marks and they are reduced to 10. And you will have the second one as well for 10 marks. You are given assignments, or you are given surveys to conduct, or you will have an interview, or you will have oral test. So any of these things, first one and second one. So they carry 10 marks each, so which add up to 40. Then you will have the final exam, semester exam, term end exam for 60 marks. So which will come to 100. So this is how you are going to be evaluated as prescribed by the University of Mysore. We will see the question paper pattern. In the previous semester also you had the same pattern, but then let me explain it again. You will have objective type questions. You will have choices here. You may get 12 questions. Out of 12 you have to answer at least 8 to get full marks. Then reference to context, you will have 3 questions which carry 4 marks out of 6 questions. So you have to answer 3. You will have again choices there. And essay type questions on prose, you will have 2 questions which carry 5 marks and it comes to 10. And again essay type question, 2 question, 5 marks, 10. You will have choices in all these things. Don't skip anything, study everything for your knowledge. Clear? When you are thorough with it, then you can easily answer this question paper. Then from grammar and composition, adjectives, you will get 5 questions. You will be given 5 sentences. You have to just identify the right adjective. Again in adverbs, which carries 5 marks, 5 questions are given, 5 sentences are given. You have to identify the adverbs. Linkers also same. It is like fill in the blanks. You are given options. You have to choose the right linker and place it at the right place. Then words often confused is also like filling in the blanks. You have to choose the right word which gives the right meaning. So you will have scored 60. So this is your exam paper pattern. After understanding the syllabus, the pattern and everything, I hope it becomes very easy for you to study and go through this semester. I wish you all the best. We will meet in the next class. Thank you.